The Family Life Kids Corner podcast is made possible by listeners like you.
Hey Joel, you remember the trip Dad took us on last summer?
You mean the trip where we went into the middle of nowhere, had no cell service for days, got a canoe stuck on a sunken log, got eaten alive by every mosquito in the forest, got heat exhaustion and altitude sickness? Because I have no memory of that horrible experience, Travis. Why do you ask?
You might want to talk to Dad. He's making vacation plans in the dining room.
I'll be right back. Go ahead and start without me. This might take a while.
Good luck.
Monica, I'm glad you're here.
Was the demonstration canceled?
Worse, she's here.
I don't follow.
Ivy Von Horn, the kook from Cleveland.
Oh no, not her. What was it last year? The glue shoes?
That was the year before. Last year was the time piano.
Oh yeah, she keeps bringing that in to demonstrate.
Or does she?
Samantha, Monica, we're about to begin.
After you.
And now, the full brain trust is gathered.
Good morning, Ivy.
Indeed, it is a good morning, isn't it?
It was 2 minutes ago.
Interesting. I might be able to help with that with my latest concept.
All in good time. We must bring this meeting to order. By the authority vested in me by my peers and fellow members of the Secret Society of the Scientifically Significant Citizens, I call this meeting of the minds to order. Vice Chairwoman Samantha will now recite the SSSC vision statement.
We who are gifted with minds most massive are resolved to discover the solutions to mankind's most daunting dilemmas. By ourselves, we are but geniuses. Together, we will be molders of the future.
Thank you. Before we begin discussion, just some housekeeping. Firstly, thank you, Monica, for bringing the coffee cake. If you haven't tried it yet, I encourage you to take a slice before it's gone. Secondly, Sam wanted to mention something.
Oh, just that my sister is selling Turtle Scout pies next week. If you want to put in your orders, see me after the meeting.
Thank you. Anyone else? Very well. We now go to discussion. Is there anyone who would like to share anything they've been working on?
Me.
All right, Ivy, what is it?
Yeah, and for the love of all that is sentient, can it be good this time?
Okay. I know my ideas aren't always popular, and they can get out of hand at times. And that has affected your opinion of my proposals. That got me thinking. A lot of people have made mistakes in their lives that they wish people would forget. And that's why I've dedicated the past 5 years experimenting with the mind-altering element, Oblivionite.
That explains a lot.
By gaining an understanding of the mental wavelengths, I was eventually able to harness and amplify them. And now, with a flip of this switch, all my shortcomings, mistakes, and embarrassments will be wiped from your memory.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Of course it isn't. This is the SSSC, baby. We only deal with the greatest ideas. Goodbye, stigma. It's time for a fresh start.
Wait, don't!
Whoa. Who are all of you?
Good question. I can't seem to remember.
Me neither. That name tag says Ivy.
Huh. I wonder what I'm doing with a plant's name tag.
This is really strange. It's like our memories have been completely erased.
But why?
Maybe that radio over there can tell us. Turn it on. Hi, Ivy. What's going on?
Hey, Sam. Just listening to the radio while I read this book.
The power of your mind. Huh. Sounds a little... Ooh.
That's what I thought when I first saw it on Mr. Jacob's shelf. But it's about how to get better at stuff, like thinking and remembering stuff.
Oh, okay. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Lots of interesting stuff in here. Like one way to remember where you put stuff is every time you put something down, you imagine it turning into water and making a huge mess.
Huh. Does it work?
I don't know. I keep forgetting to use it when I put stuff down places.
Hey guys, what's up?
Ivy's been telling me about this book she's reading.
I'm learning how to use my brain.
No comment.
Wait, that didn't come out right.
You set yourself up for that one. Bet you won't forget that in a hurry.
Ugh, Yeah. How embarrassing.
Anyway, have either of you seen Mr. Jacobs?
He was outside working on some sort of contraption in his garden. He said it was only going to take him a few minutes to get it set up.
Contraption? What does it do?
You can ask him yourself. Looks like he's headed this way.
Ooh, perfect timing.
Hello, girls.
Hi, Mr. Jacobs. What were you working on out there?
Just something to make my gardening a little easier this year. Let me get my tablet out so you can see.
Tablet? Wow, Mr. Jacobs getting all techie.
I dabbled in programming from time to time. There we go. I was able to set up a program that takes readings measuring the dryness and temperature of the soil in my garden. And when I see the soil is getting a little dry, I press this button, which, if you look outside, you will see the watering system for that part of the garden turning on for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and off.
Wow, Lionel. Never pegged you as someone too lazy to water your own garden.
But with all the things going on this summer, I foresee myself getting distracted, and some of my plants might not be too forgiving if I forget one time too many.
Is that what people mean when they say forgive and forget?
I don't think so, Ivy.
That's more about when someone did something wrong, you just need to move on.
Like moving on to the next radio program?
Ooh, nice transition.
Ooh, looks like the soil in bed 4 is drying out a little. Better turn on the water for a couple seconds.
Mr. Jacobs, I think that new app of yours might be a bit much.
How do you mean?
Are your plants really so sensitive that they need the dirt to be a perfect moisture level all the time?
You think I might be obsessing a little?
Just a smidge.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'll change the notification settings back a little.
Mr. Jacobs, I had a question about something we were talking about earlier.
Are you going to ask him how to use your brain?
Ha ha. But at the same time, kinda?
Oh, well, you have my attention. What about your brain?
It's that little saying I mentioned, forgive and forget. I guess I hadn't thought about it before, but what's the difference?
Between forgetting and forgiving?
Yeah.
Forgiving is saying that you... Well, forgetting is when... What is the difference, Mr. Jacobs?
Well, they are rather similar things. Forgetting is when your mind doesn't keep a record of something. Forgiving is when your heart doesn't keep a record of something. Forgetting things is when our brains decide something isn't important enough to keep track of. This is usually something that happens automatically. You probably don't remember what your socks felt like on your feet yesterday, or how crunchy your cereal was, or the color of the first car you saw drive by on the way here, because your brain is automatically sorting all of the things that are important to remember and what you can forget.
Whoa, I had no idea I was that forgetful.
Okay, but what does remembering what our socks feel like have to do with what we're talking about?
There are some things that our brains decide are so important that they become permanently lodged in our minds. Things that may have caused pain, embarrassment, fear, or even happiness stick with us. It's all part of how God designed us.
Wait, God wants us to remember things that hurt or scare us?
Or embarrassed us?
I think I get it. When we experience that kind of stuff, our brains choose to remember so we can learn not to do it again.
Exactly. It's just one way God's design for our minds keeps us safe.
Okay, so what about forgiveness?
I could tell you, or we could read a drama script about it.
Oh, drama script.
That's my vote.
Mine too, I guess.
I'll be right back then.
And we'll listen to the radio.
And now, from the garage of Lionel Jacobs comes the pretty good drama, The Fuel Pump, an adapted biblical teaching about forgiveness. Once upon a time, on Route 7, right outside of the Tinkerton city limits, there was a very successful service station.
Good day. I'm Corey, the station owner and manager. I sell gas, along with a random assortment of beverages, snack foods, and air fresheners.
Corey ran the station as best she could, which wasn't always perfect.
I'm not the greatest at paperwork.
One day, a car pulled into the station and filled up at the pump. But soon Corey noticed the driver was having some trouble.
She's having trouble paying. Pump 1, please come pay at the register.
Good morning. I just filled my car up and the pump won't read my credit card.
Ah, Lois Mitchell, there's your problem. We don't accept Master Express here. Got another card?
I don't.
No V's American? Fargo Disc?
Nope. I'm so sorry, and I didn't think to bring cash. Do you take personal checks?
Afraid not.
This was quite the predicament. Lois couldn't pay for the $60 of gas she had already put in her car, and Corey couldn't take back the gas either. But before they could get things settled, a businesswoman in a business suit and dark shades walked into the store.
You Corey?
Yeah?
I'm Paula Delane of Delane Diesel and Other Explosive Fluids. My father's company supplies you with all the fuels you've been selling.
Oh, right. Yes. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so. We've been going over the paperwork, and it seems that you've been shorting us on your payments for the past 30 years.
You mean since we opened?
Correct. My dad and I added it up, and it turns out you owe us $60 million.
Whoa. I thought I was in trouble.
60 mil?
You must not be very good at paperwork for this to have happened.
No. I had no idea. How am I ever going to pay for this?
Don't look at me. I just have this Master Express.
Yeah, we don't take that.
I'm ruined. I have to sell my store, my house, my goldfish, everything.
Corey went to shut the door for the last time when she felt a hand on her shoulder.
Look, I don't want you to close down. I'll pay the difference, and I'll take a look at your accounts to get them straightened out so this doesn't happen again.
You mean it? But why would you do that?
Let's just say my dad and I value you. I'll keep in touch.
And with that, Miss Delane got back in her car and drove off, leaving both women stunned at what just happened.
So that just happened.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Well, back to our problem. How about I walk home, go get my other credit card, and then...
That's all right, no charge.
Are you sure?
If the Delanes can forgive my debt, I can forgive yours. Have an air freshener on the house.
Ooh, vanilla and pine. Nice.
The moral is that forgiveness means paying the debt of those who owe us. When we sin against God, the debt would have cost us our lives. But because He loves us, He paid the price by dying on the cross for us. Because He has forgiven us so very much, He expects us to do the same for those who owe us so very little.
Okay, Mr. Jacobs, at the risk of sounding dumb, I have a question about the drama and everything we've been talking about.
What can I explain more clearly, Monica?
Well, we established that forgetting is when our brains don't keep a record of things that it thinks are important, whether or not we want it to.
Right.
And you said that forgiveness is when you pay the debt someone owes you, which I guess I need you to explain a little more.
Sure. For as long as society has been a thing, the rule of justice has been, if someone does something bad against you, the way to make it fair is to let you do the same to them. In other words, if Sam punched Ivy in the eye, Sam would owe Ivy a punch to her eye in return. But in Matthew 5, Jesus tells us instead to forgive. Or, in other words, to give up that right.
Because God has already done that for us.
Exactly, Ivy. Famous verses like John 3:16 and Romans 6:23 explain that God has every right to make us pay for the wrong we have done to Him with our very lives. But instead, He paid the price so that though our bodies may die, our spirit will live with Him forever.
And I think I'm remembering a story that Jesus told, which was kind of like the script we read, except the person didn't forgive the one who owed a little, and then the one who forgave a lot got angry and took back their forgiveness. I can't remember where I read that, though. Matthew something?
18. That's right. In the story, Jesus warns us that if we don't forgive others, then God will not forgive us.
Wait, that's how it works?
Luke 11:4 and Matthew 6:14-15 seem to make that pretty plain.
Whoa, I've got some forgiving to do.
Okay, so I'm putting this all together. Can you forgive someone for something bad they did, but still remember what they did?
Absolutely. Like we talked about before, what we remember and what we forget isn't always up to us. And some things we will never forget. But even then, we can choose to forgive, not demanding payment or holding a grudge, but using love and wisdom, we can give each other a second chance or a third chance or a 490th chance.
That's a lot of chances.
And a lot to remember.
Well, a good thing you got a book to help you with that.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna take a break from reading and go see who's at the community center. Maybe we can get a game of basketball going.
That sounds fun. I'll come with you.
Great. Bye, guys.
See ya.
I'll have to water my plants. Or adjust these settings.
And I'll turn off the radio.
Thanks for listening to the Kids Corner podcast. If you had fun listening, be sure to share it with your friends. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can join us every week. The Kids Corner and other Family Life podcasts are made possible by your financial support. Learn more at familylife.org.